Good morning, Gulf South. Good morning to the Permian Basin. Good morning, Appalachia. Good morning to everyone who showed up today knowing that something is not right in this world and choosing to do something about it. That's right, folks, because while we're standing here today, the unfortunate truth is just a couple of blocks away, some of the most powerful corporations in the world are gathered at CERAWeek, making decisions about our First Peoples' land, their water, and our futures without us. They call it energy leadership. We call it what it is. Say it after me. Extraction.
Extraction.
Exploitation.
Exploitation.
And sacrifice.
And sacrifice.
This is a peaceful march, but damn it, we're gonna be loud. We are gonna be loud. We are connected by the same systems. And today we show that we are connected to resistance too. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for deciding enough is enough, and we need to act for our collective futures. Before we hear from our beautiful lineup of speakers today, we must first ground ourselves. It is my honor to welcome some beautiful friends, but Native leaders who will help ground us in this moment. So I'd like to welcome Krista Mancias, Jonathan Johnny Juarez, as well as Wania Locke. Round of applause for our Native peoples.
Ete apole, wauta pele, met nawazo, met polpe. Ete apole, met nawazo. Yauna kakio, ayema anipa, estokna, ayema ata, apa. Ayema, foya ama, paese. Ete apole, nawazo, nena pele, met polpe, tombran, pakna, yenhe. Yauna kakio, metel akna, yenawi yen. Pelpol ete estok, ayema kwa apa pase. Greetings, relatives and blood relatives. Thank you for my ancestral relatives that are with the one that went above. Great Spirit, listen to us as we throw our voices for our struggling people. Give love, strength, much prosperity. Give life to our people on Mother Earth. Hello, my name is Krista Mancias. I am with the Carrizo Gomez Cruzo tribe of Texas. I just opened with a prayer in our language, and I just read it in English. I just wanted to thank you for all showing up, and thank you for protecting your communities and your families and your lifeways, because that's our identity as Indigenous people and the original peoples of Texas. We are here to preserve and protect this land, this water, this air, and all of us as human beings to continue a life for future generations to come. Mahue, mahue, mahue ko, akio, 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 mahue, mahue. Mahuerko, akio, akio, akio. Yan estok na wazu, ako kiarpa. Mahue, mahue, mahuerko, akio, akio, akio.
Thank you so much for the beautiful song and the beautiful prayers. And I want to thank you all so much for being with us this morning. As was mentioned, my name is Jonathan Juarez. I am not originally from Texas. I'm actually your very close neighbor to the west. I am from so-called New Mexico. Specifically, I'm from the frontline indigenous communities of Laguna and Isleta Pueblos. And I want to thank you all so much for welcoming us so warmly into your city, and to everyone who has made this journey just so fruitful and so beautiful. I want to open this morning by acknowledging that we are gathered here today on stolen indigenous lands And I want us to really think about what that means when we say that, because that means that the original caretakers and stewards of these lands are still here, and there is still a struggle here locally for rights and for protection. And I want to be clear that a land acknowledgement isn't something that we do at the start of our events to, feel good about it. It has to have action behind those words, because if there is not action, then it is meaningless. So when we say land acknowledgement, we're not talking about just symbolism and just empty words. We're talking about land back. We're talking about returning the rights of these lands back to their original caretakers, because we know, especially as our climate changes, it will require the indigenous wisdom that has been passed down from generation to generation of centuries of living in harmony with these lands and stewarding them. That is the wisdom that we will need to survive the climate crisis and to ensure that 7 generations from now, our children have clean air and clean water. Because there is no amount of money that the billionaires 2 blocks away from here can make that will ever be worth more than clean air and clean water for our children. So while we gather here today to fight the fossil fuel industry, we are also gathering to rally behind our indigenous relatives from coast to coast who are demanding land back. We are saying that when we fight for climate justice, we are fighting for indigenous sovereignty. When we fight for a livable future, we are fighting for the return of land all the way from here in the so-called United Snakes, all the way to occupied places across the globe, like in Palestine. So that is what I wanted to share this morning. And again, thank you so much. I'm going to pass it over to my relative, Linnea.
I come from Standing Rock, and we have youth from Standing Rock and Cheyenne River. These are the same youth people that started the runs from our homelands to Washington, D.C. to demand that Obama shut down Dakota Access Pipeline that was encroaching on our treaty territories. They used Avenger missiles, water cannons, dog attacks, bear mace, tear gas, and regular mace, and police brutality at its finest on 546 tribes across Turtle Island made it to camp and stood on our riverbanks with us, saying, "Shut down DAPL, no DAPL, Mini Wichoni, water is life," and 10 years of resistance of this pipeline. It was illegally built and illegally operating right now. And we're still saying, "No DAPL, Mini Wichoni, water is life." And we're still continuing this fight. But to be a part of something that was indigenous led, we're connected to this land genetically, spiritually, physically, and mentally connected to this land. And we encourage all the other and non-indigenous people to know your roots, to feel that connection that we have, that deep, meaningful connection with the land. Find your roots, find your language, find your own ceremonies, find your own culture, find your land and stand on it and pray with your ancestors, because that's what will make our world a much better place. And because of that, because of Oceti going camp and 546 tribes standing together, it was the most incredible experience ever, but it was also one of the most traumatic experiences. And that's what historical trauma brings. And these are the things that we have to realize and understand, and understanding historical trauma. So I'm really thankful that so many people are here. I'm thankful for all the coordinations. I'm thankful for all the boring Zoom meetings that took place to make this happen, because we are ending the fossil fuel industry. We are society, and we're ending it. We're saying no more at all. So thank you.
All right, my name is Shiv Srivastava. I am with Fence Line Watch. We are based here in Houston's historic East End along the Houston Ship Channel. Real quick, I know we have people from all over the country, even all over the world, all over the region. Who here is from Houston right now? Make some noise. H-Town. All right. This is for y'all. Y'all might know this, those of us from here, but to everybody that is not from Houston, welcome to our community. Welcome to our city. What you might know about Houston is that we're the energy capital of the world. That's what the marketing says. What we really are is home to the largest petrochemical complex in the entire nation, the second largest petrochemical complex in the world after Saudi Arabia. Our organization is called Fence Line Watch because in Houston we have no zoning. So you can have a house and have a petrochemical facility in your backyard. You can have a refinery in your backyard. You can have a chemical storage tank farm across from your child's daycare. What do you think that does if you grow up generation after generation with all of these facilities in our community? What does that do? We deal with the multi-generational toxic harms of petrochemical production. Wherever you're coming from, whether you're from New Mexico, whether you're coming from Louisiana, whether you're coming from Canada, all of this infrastructure, these pipelines, all of these things snake their way down to Houston. And we're all impacted by it. What's going on at CERAWeek in the George R. Brown Convention Center right now is a bunch of CEOs, a bunch of multinational corporations making plans to put facilities in our backyard that we won't find out about until years from now when they're coming to seek a permit. They think that they have the right to our air, the right to our water, the right to our bodies. When I say this, I want y'all to repeat it after me. These are our communities. Whose communities are they?
Our communities.
This water? Whose water is it?
Our water.
This air? Whose air is it?
Our air.
We existed before them. We will exist after them. We do not need them. They need us. We have normalized it to shed blood for oil overseas, but people look at us crazy if we come here peacefully because we know that a vial of water in about 20 years is going to be way, way more valuable than a barrel of oil. Nobody should lose their life to make plastic. None of our children, none of our elders, no one should get cancer so they can make some kind of chemical to go and subjugate people in the global south, along the Gulf Coast, or anywhere in the world. So when I say, whose community is it?
Our community.
Whose water is it?
Our water.
And so when we march, when I say this, I want y'all to say this loud. Whose street?
Our streets.
Whose street?
Our streets.
Whose street?
Our streets.
Thank you very much.
My name is Eve, and I am with the Houston Arms Embargo Campaign. It's so great to be out here with you all today at Confronting CERAWeek. I'm happy to be here as we send a clear message to the attendees of CERAWeek, the poisoners and pillagers of our earth who would see it turn into a pile of ash if it meant putting an extra dollar in their pocket. We are here today because we see their crimes against humanity and we refuse to be silent. After more than 2 years of ongoing genocide in Gaza, the brutality and corruption of this world dominated by these bloodthirsty capitalists has been laid bare for all to see. As Israel tries to greenwash their crimes, they drop millions of bombs that murder indigenous Palestinians in their homes. They burn entire forests down in South Lebanon. They poison the crops so that Palestinian people cannot live off their own land. But they do not do this alone. As it's been mentioned, the genocide is fueled, facilitated, and funded by corporate and public entities here in our own community in Houston. The Port of Houston is one of the most critical points in this global supply chain that fuels this genocide. Military cargo for Israel is regularly shipped through our port. The wings, tires, and other essential parts for Israel's crown jewel, the deadly F-35 fighter jet, arrive at the Port of Houston every 2 weeks. Israel could not commit this genocide without these fighter jets. And the fuel for these fighter jets is made in refineries run by many of the companies who are attending this conference today. The fight against genocide and fossil fuel imperialism is not isolated in Palestine. While the Port of Houston and these corporations facilitate genocide abroad, they also destroy our communities here in Houston. The same Port Authority enabling genocide in Gaza creates sacrifice zones near the ship channel where communities face devastating consequences and life expectancy is cut by 20 years. The Houston Arms Embargo is a campaign that concerns all victims of state violence and ecological destruction across the city. An arms embargo would mean an end to the genocide in Gaza, a defeat for U.S. imperialism, and a livable planet for future generations. The capitalist imperialist system will exploit and destroy the planet to the point of genocide and beyond. It sustains its profits through mass murder and environmental devastation. The only way we can ever fight back is if we come together as workers, organizers, and community members. We must unite the movement for Palestine with the movement for climate justice. In closing, we all are fighting the same imperial order, and we recognize that a liberated Palestine will lead to a liberated world. A world liberated from genociders, from for-profit polluters, from colonizers, and we will liberate Palestine whether in this generation or the next. Thank you. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
And I'm going to pass it over to my comrade Astra. Thank you so much.
So as we speak today, these big oil and gas executives are in these conference rooms having backroom discussions and panels and celebrations to talk about and scheme on the future of energy. But do we really know what that means? It means when's the next community that's going to be targeted and have a refinery built right next to an elementary school? It's whose communities get displaced and bombed, not just on a local basis, but on an international basis in Gaza, in Sudan, in Congo. It's the next community and the next people to sacrifice for short-term profit. And they call that the future of energy. They call themselves innovators as they pretend to fix the problems and put out the fires that they have caused. But we are here to say that the solution to climate change is not found in backroom discussions between politicians and oil and gas executives on which country to bomb next to exploit their resources and their oil. They are found in the hands of the people, hands of people like you and me who are working hard, not just to survive, but to build a better future. Because you and me, have a vested interest in building a better world, a better eco-socialist world, and we cannot do it alone.
If we don't get it,